Hey everybody, how you doing? Your boy Tony Vicali once again. HPTV out here live at NAB 2019, the last day. Only probably a couple minutes left. I'm over here at Telestream, my favorite company, Wirecast, Telestream. I got over here my main man, what, Brian? Bryce? I got Bryce. Bryce is going to tell you guys a little bit about what's going on.
Awesome. Yeah, I can just hold that. So this is Wirecast 12. It's our latest version available. What's new here is we have the stock media library built into Wirecast now. So as long as you have current support, right, it's tied to your current support entitlement, which keeps all of the APIs and Wirecast up to date, all the bugs, you know, that creep in when they change things, keeps all that up to date. As long as that's current, you have access to a stock media library. So that's stock footage, whether it's 4K, aerial over, you know, whatever town you want, or scenic mountain stuff, or, you know, even videos of elephants. It's all built into Wirecast now, so you don't have to go source that yourself, starting with version 12. It has backing audio tracks that are royalty-free. You got images in there. You have custom transitions that you could drop into our custom transition manager, build like nice, cool, like little wipes and stuff that are all in the stock media library. Yeah, it's all built in. Okay. And we also have, because of requests, everybody wants a clickable link in their stream. However, due to the infrastructure of players, things aren't standardized, so it would be destination specific. So it's not really doable, unfortunately. But everybody really wants it. You know, they can go highlight this product here, click right there, you know. So what we've done is we've added a QR code generator in Wirecast. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with what the QR code is. Yeah. So actually, they're on our badge. They're on our badge right here. So you can just type in any URL you want right in Wirecast, and it will generate the QR code, and you can pop it in as a source, just like any other picture. And your viewers can take their phone and do the QR code reader, and you can send them to a link just like that. Right? Good stuff. Then we also got audio improvements in Rendezvous. Right, our guest collaboration tool where you can invite guests. So you can now make custom mixes down to the individual channels within an individual source, how you want to route that back to the guests, right? So you invite somebody who's over in Florida, we're here in Nevada, you want to send them your program out, plus you want to send it the microphone that's not in your program out or something, because maybe, you know, you're inviting them to talk or whatever. Right. You can always send them exactly what you want them to hear now, instead of one microphone source or program audio. Wow. You know, so very flexible now. Wow. Let's see what that's really the major highlights. You know, we're working with Limelight and AdSparks to do server-side ad insertion if you're a client that wants to have ads in your videos that's not, you know, from YouTube or Facebook. Okay. We're working with West, which they do kind of a webinar platform. So we have a new destination that goes to them. LinkedIn should be showing up pretty quick here, you know. Lots of options, lots of things going on, yeah.
It's really good.
You asked me to talk about the control surface here. I'll go ahead and pick that up. So this has been out for about a year, and everybody's loved it. I just talked to the manufacturers because they're here at NAB as well. They said that not one has ever gone back for a failure, so they're really happy with it. They've been selling off the shelves like hotcakes. Everybody's after them because it exactly mirrors the Wirecast UI in terms of the operational paradigm. And you have, you know, instant replay stuff there. You have macro hotkeys on here. You got everything you need right on here, and it really just makes operating Wirecast really easy and simple and quick.
What's the price point on that?
That particular unit is about $650. Compared to other control surfaces that are $2,500 and up, and all up to $30,000 for some of them, you know, that's a really good deal. And we really wanted to make sure the price point resonated with our target markets.
Solid too.
Yeah.
Wow. And so, what's the price point on the new versions of 12?
Well, so once you're above your version 8 or newer, you're on our new business model. Okay. So we transitioned business models so we could better serve the market, because the old one was, you know, every 18 months, hey, here's a new version, you have to pay an upgrade fee. Okay. And so it was very lumpy. We couldn't introduce new features due to accounting rules unless it was a paid upgrade. Okay. So we transitioned to a hybrid model where you pay $100 a year for active support. And that means as long as that $100 a year entitlement is active, you get every free feature, every feature added, every bug fix. You're always up to date, 100%. Yeah, and we couldn't do that before, right? We weren't allowed to, essentially. It's just accounting rules prohibit what we wanted to do.
As long as you're above 8.
Yeah, so if you're on 7 or earlier, there is the same upgrade fee that there always was to get to 8.
Right.
But once you're on 8 and later, it's just always $99 a year.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and that, just as a reminder from one of the things I said earlier, the stock media library, access to that is tied to that support entitlement as well. As you know, but if you think about it that way, you go and search for the pricing for a stock media library service anywhere, and then you $99 for Wirecast yearly support gives you all the free updates, always up to date, new features constantly, multiple times a year, and a stock media library service.
Have animation and also
all kinds of stuff. Here, go ahead and check it out. Just hit add a source. It's not touchscreen, unfortunately. Yeah. And then go to media files. Go ahead and double click stock media library. Now in here, you'll see it just loaded a bunch of video content, a bunch of audio content, and of course you'll have some images at the bottom. This is just page 1. You can search. There's infinite pages there to go through. You can say I only want video, only want. Yeah, go ahead and double click one that you want to look at. I mean, you get a preview over there. Now it's downloading it just like that, and then it's going to drop right into your shot switcher, right?
Wow.
Yeah, and you can go ahead and hit next. Oh, now click it again. And now it's playing that video that you just pulled in just like that.
That's nice. This is different over here too.
That's our PTZ controller that we introduced last year. So say you're a church or what have you, you don't have volunteers available and you definitely can't afford to pay for a cameraman or a camera crew. You get some of these PTZ controllers, or PTZ cameras, sorry. We have one right up there from PTZ Optics. We integrated with their Visca IP, Visca over IP stuff. And you can go through here and just control the camera. Now what takes that to the next level is that PTZ cameras have this concept called a preset. So just like your radio, it'll remember specific positions and angles and zoom levels. So those are stored on the camera, and that's common to all PTZ cameras.
Okay.
Wirecast can save those and write them to the camera, and they can also recall them from the camera. So with one camera, you can add it here, and then add that same source a bunch more times, duplicate it.
Right.
Each one can have a different preset associated with it.
Okay.
So what that means is when I pull this camera up, I can just click another one and it's going to move to that position automatically. So you don't need a camera crew. You can have all your camera angles with one or 2 or 4 cameras, however you want to work it out. But it's all just done like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice too.
And of course it has, conflict avoidance kind of stuff in there. So I already have it live. You don't want to queue it up and then have it accidentally move on you, right? Right. So it didn't move my image, but then I can tell it to go ahead and do it. Anyways, if I want to do move on camera. Although, a typical workflow, like say it's a sports or anything else, you kind of try to hide the camera movements, right? So if this was a high wide camera or a stage wide camera, you'd go to this, you'd move your camera. Once it's moved to where you want it, you go ahead and hit send. Then you go back to your stationary high wide camera or another PTZ camera that's already moved to where it wants. Then you move it again so the movement isn't on camera, right?
That's nice.
And then send it back.
Okay. Other question I have, what about I/O devices and stuff?
We support all the industry standards there are to support around that. So if you're on Windows, we support direct show devices, which is generally how most capture devices are routed via their drivers. Okay. On Mac, it's AV Foundation based stuff. That's just if it's a webcam and you plug it in, it's using AV Foundation, right? Or UVC.
Do you have any wireless devices, like say
so,
cell phone? I remember something like that
I see what you're saying. So we do have Wirecast Go. It's an iOS app. So on your iPhone, you can bring that camera in either over the wide area network, so remotely over cell phone service, or if it's on the same wireless network that your Wirecast instance is on, you can do it locally, so higher bandwidth, better quality, right? Okay. So all of that is just built in here under our rendezvous, nomenclature, right? So rendezvous allows you to invite a guest, right? So somebody in Florida, I'm here in Nevada, I can invite them, bring them in, right? And they can participate in my stream like the interviews you see on TV and on the news.
Okay.
For wireless iOS cams, I can have somebody doing the same thing from their camera and showing me that video feed from their camera, the back of their phone, via Wirecast Go into Wirecast. Or, you know, maybe I want somebody over there on the show floor to take some video that I'm getting back here.
Yeah.
They connect to the wireless system, it sends it over here.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. So, so if I were to take, say, an iPhone or an Android phone, could it be Android also?
So we don't have a iOS. We don't have an iOS or we don't have Wirecast Go for Android. That being said, so the local capture won't work that way on Android. But
I have an iPhone.
Yeah. But for Android users, you can still do Rendezvous through a internet browser on your Android device, and that will allow your camera to show up in Wirecast just the same. It's just going over, you know, the wide area network via WebRTC the same way, right?
Okay. Yeah, because I have not tried that yet, but I'm actually looking at. So if I took my iPhone, I get to still use Rendezvous.
So we have something called Wirecast Go will show up as a Wirecast Go source automatically if you have the app open and that feature turned on in the app. If you're on the same local network. Yeah, if you're not on the same local network, then you have to do the typical Rendezvous. I'm going to send you a link. You click the link and it opens up and it connects, traverses the internet. Yeah.
So let me just say this: if I'm at Starbucks and I'm on their network, and I have my Wirecast set up on their network,
it will depend whether they allow multiple devices to talk to each other on the same network, because some firewalls are very restrictive. But in general, I would say yes, that would work. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. I know it's been a lengthy interview here. No, Mr. Bryce, did I say right?
Yes, sir.
Bryce, thank you so much. It's been very, very informative. I'm Tony from Cali, and I don't know if I told you about what I do. Ask me what I do.
What you do, Tony?
Computer animation, three-dimensional holographic, digital, video, broadcast, special effects engineer, / senior audio-visual, telecommunications specialist, / broadcaster, not broadcaster, broadcaster, not broadcaster, broadcaster, not broadcaster, using the Telestream Wirecast. I love it. I've been using it for a long time. I love it. The new features, you guys definitely got to check it out. And how can they check out the new features?
Just go to telestream.net /Wirecast, and you can see all the What's New section right there and our pricing, and trial it for 30 days for free if you'd like.
And you know we're going to do that. So getting back to you once again, here at NAB Live 2019, we are out of here.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you, man.